Hi, it's Neil Thomas here from Wedding Help NI. Of course, Wedding Help is that place to be if you're getting married. You can check everything out at www.weddinghelpni.com. Episode 34, and I've got a very special guest today, the one and only Michael O'Neill from Michael O'Neill Wedding DJ and Wedding Services. Welcome along, Michael.
How you doing, Dale? How are you?
I'm all good. Hi, good to see you.
Good.
We're always like passing ships.
I know.
We are.
Sometimes I'd be setting up for DJing and you're just leaving.
It's all goes so
I get seeing your shows sometimes are very, very good.
Yeah.
So they're funny now.
Thank you very
You know what
much.
I mean?
Tell us this, where did it all start? So take us right back before your business has expanded over the years.
Absolutely.
And do you know what? It's brilliant to see. Like I seen maybe it was the start of the year, he's got a big shed and all, and he's really expanded the whole business. They had like a warehouse nearly.
Yeah, absolutely.
So take me right back to the start. Where did you start out?
I suppose my brother, he's a DJ as well, Connor O'Neill. He owns a company, Earn Wedding DJ. So Connor was, when we were young and we lived together with our mum and dad, Connor used to buy the vinyl, the turntables. So I had been watching him, and it was my first DJ set was when I was 17, actually, in a pub in Armagh. Connor double booked, and he just goes, right, you're up. Away you go. And that's where basically I'm 37 now, so that's 20 years ago. DJed a lot in Armagh for years, and then went to university. Never really thought about weddings. You know, when you're that age, you think you're going to be the next TS. Never thinking of going down the wedding route. Just got busier and busier, and then qualified as an accountant. Was coming home still doing my DJ work, and then I suppose about 8 years ago, kind of just took a different change in life. You know what I mean? I quit the accountancy and got more into the wedding DJ, and I suppose I caught myself on. Not many people know this about me, but I'm actually have an addiction, a gambling addiction.
Right.
So I stopped. I'm a compulsive gambler. I stopped it. Started saving money, and self-humors. The work then started coming in more.
Yeah.
Because I stopped all that sort of stuff. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's what happened. And then obviously before COVID, we were going to quit the full-time job, and then thankfully it didn't. We held off, and then after COVID, the business just started booming. We've now a warehouse, so we offer 6 different packages in terms of the décor then, so we expanded out into the décor services as well. We own photo booths, selfie-mirrors, vintage booths. So yeah, business is great.
And I think the work ethic is there, as is one of the big things with you. And I know you'll probably not say it yourself, but I know from, you know, like I've seen me doing weddings maybe in Meath, and like I'd be there for an hour. So, you know, people might say, jeepers, you're flat out. I'm there for an hour most of the time, or maybe I'll do DJ myself as well. But most of the time I'm there for an hour, and I've seen being at weddings, and I mean down the country somewhere like Westmeath, or, you know, even further down Kildare somewhere, and you'll see somebody at the photo booth, and you'll go, one of Michael O'Neill's guys there doing a photo booth, and you'll go, well, what's it get on the night? And you'll hear some of the stuff, and you'll go, how's it manageable? Yeah. But the work ethic is there.
Well, you said the word there, manageable. I've got to work good few boys there. You know, I've got 4 boys there to help me out, and they're brilliant. Yeah. So they are. Without them, it wouldn't click. Do you know what I mean? So, like on Friday, for example, I'm in Kilkenny. We're in the Culloden, and we have another wedding in the Sleeve Russell. Right. So I'll go down to Kilkenny. I'll send one of the boys to the Culloden, and I'll send another fella to the Sleeve Russell. Now, they're all the same age as me. Actually, we're all near hitting 40 years of age. So, you know, they've got a good manner. They know what they're doing. You know, they'll go and ask the bride and groom are they happy enough for the services, you know. Yeah. So it's good, you know what I mean? And then, the work, people say work ethic, you know, I don't mind working, you know, but obviously I'm my partner. She helps me a lot as well, you know what I mean? Because we have 2 young kids. My oldest is 2.5.
So it's all cool then.
The other fella, he's 12 weeks old, so you know what I mean? So sometimes there be pressure at home, but Lorraine, you know, thankfully helps me out. That means I can go out the door and work, you know what I mean? Yeah. It is trying to get that work-life balance.
Of course. You know that can be hard as well in the wedding industry.
It is.
I think with weddings, it's, you know, especially wedding season, it comes under that sort of May time, and from May to October, it's just, you know,
absolutely. And then I suppose when you're taking weddings on, say for 2025, so we'd have been taking a lot of our weddings maybe for now from 2024, 2023, you know, you don't maybe bring in a child involved in that. You know what I'm taking? When I'm taking on a bit, I'm going, I don't know if I'll have the second
I
child.
think if you're very much like me as well, like I sort of look and I go, I can manage that. And we always do.
Yeah,
and that's one of the things.
Yeah, absolutely.
We always do,
We have maybe recently started slowing down because we are trying to get that work-life balance right, you know what I mean, the happy medium. So, unfortunately, we do sometimes have to say no to people. But when I do say no to people, then I'm saying, right, try this company that's on the wedding help, you know what I mean? Because there is a lot of good companies out there.
And do you know what? That's a great thing, I think, with wedding help that we can sort of recommend and we can help each other out as well in that way as well.
Absolutely. You know, I would recommend, you know, I'm not naming it, but company texted me there last night saying, can you do a vintage booth for me?
Yeah.
It's the exact same vintage booth, you know, and I think, yes, no problem.
Yeah.
Likewise, I could turn around to them someday and go, can you help me out?
Aye.
So it is good that way. Do you know what I mean? And as I said, all the Braze groups, any supplier on that group, you know, they've got good reviews. Chris will know them well. Do you know what I mean? So you're going to get a good standard of service.
So let's go back to the DJing. How did the sort of wedding DJing come about? Because it is one of them things to make a leap, I think.
Yeah.
You know, like we all sort of started out, like I know in entertainment, I started out in the pub game as well and stuff.
Yeah.
And then you take that leap to weddings and you really think you're taking a massive leap. Like,
yeah.
How did it work for you?
I suppose then, obviously, going back to when I did start, you know, called myself on and, you know, address the addiction side that I had.
Yeah.
You know, going to Gamblers Anonymous and all. I found I had a lot more time on my hands, you know, and then maybe my confidence built, you know, use of microphones and all, you know. Obviously, when you're in the pub, you might know how to shout out, you know, happy birthday to Sarah, you know what I mean? You weren't doing as much. And then I found with the time, then I was spending more time with my quality of work.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So then about 8 years ago, I really got into the weddings, you know, started up my own page, and then just started really, like you said, just working hard at it. Do you know what I mean? You're obviously maybe looking back at my first wedding, you know, to looking now, you might cringe a bit. Do you know what I mean?
It's leaps and bounds.
Even the standard of equipment and all I was using. So, no, you know, I find we took that leap when I quit my day job as an accountant. So I did, and then just got really focused onto the weddings. And then, obviously, communication's massive then with my brides and grooms, you know, kind of find out what sort of music they want. Do you know what I mean? I could have a bride from Belfast looking maybe more dancey stuff.
And I think it's different for different parts of the country. As you say,
I agree.
Like a Belfast wedding, they like an Armagh wedding.
Yeah.
They maybe like a Derry wedding might be more similar to the city weddings compared to the...
Absolutely, but you know, we can cater for everyone. Do you know what I mean? I find communicating with brides and grooms. See, I love ringing people. Do you know what I mean? A call, you know, it's all good with text messages and all. Then someone can pick up a message wrong. Do you know what I mean? And we can all do that there, you know.
No,
even outside brides and grooms, and you text maybe one of your friends or your partners. So I find good phone call. You know, what sort of music do you use? Like, you know what I mean? I've had a bride one time ringing me saying, I hate ABBA. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't want any ABBA. And then there's that one, look, I want country music, I want 80s music, and then I just want a mixture of stuff. Do you know
and I suppose as well, it can be good to have that wee bit of expertise, because I think, you know, couples can say, oh no, we don't want their wedding, we don't want to hear Proud Mary. Yeah. But at the end of the day, sometimes there's songs that maybe if you don't want them, that's okay. But there is songs that need to be played too as well. Do you know what I suppose trying to get that across too as well?
I couldn't agree more with you, Dale. You know, sometimes we have brides that maybe have sent me a Spotify playlist, and you're looking at it, you know, just kind of looking through it, and it could be very slow, and you'd say, look, just going to give you maybe my opinion. Lovely songs if you're into that, all because if you want your dance floor flowing, your aunties up, your uncles up, there's going to be your Erasmus or older people there.
Yeah.
You might have to start with a bit of older music and then go through your Maniac 2000, your Superstar bits and pieces.
And especially if it's a full night, because I know myself from doing, you know, even doing the Hypnotist show and doing DJ, if it's a full night, you need a good spectrum of music throughout that, don't you?
Absolutely. You know, with a full night we're finding there, it's, you know, obviously in the north it's 8 to 1. And in the south, it's usually 9 to 2. You know, so that's a 5-hour set. So there's a lot of songs there. You know, calculate it's usually 3 minutes of songs. So there's 20 songs in an hour, which is 100 songs for your 5-hour set. So within them 5 hours, you should be able to play a different range. You know, to keep everyone happy. You know,
exactly.
As I say to bride and groom, if you want your dance floor rocking, make sure you're on the dance floor. If you lead the way,
your guests.
You don't need to be there all the time, but that creates the atmosphere. You've got a good DJ who can talk on a microphone, not talk too much, but get your crowd up.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
It makes a big difference.
It's a massive difference.
I think even gear and stuff as well, and having that professional gear,
absolutely,
it all makes a difference. You know,
absolutely.
You do see it. We see it a lot on the wedding help group as well. You know, asking about budgets and stuff, there probably is a reason why, a professional wedding DJ is charging what they're charging. There's a lot down to gear. There's a lot down to lighting.
Totally agree.
There's everything, and it's, you can pull in a DJ, and I'm not nothing against DJs that's playing in pubs or doing that. But really, if you want a professional DJ, they're paying all their ways, if that makes sense. They're advertising. There's a lot more, there's a lot more outgoings, I suppose. So there needs to be a bit more in it.
Totally agree with you. Obviously, if I was still in the pubs, which sometimes you all do, you know what I mean? But you wouldn't be bringing as big a setup up.
No,
do you know what I mean? So you're investing heavily, and then obviously I bring members of staff. They need paid. We obviously are based in Armagh. We find a lot of our weddings are in Ballymena, so you have to take into consideration.
Yeah, the travel and stuff.
Do you know what I mean? Not even the time, but the fees of the diesel and that there. But no, like budget, I find brides maybe sometimes might forget about, they need a good budget. Some of the things that personally I believe that's big for your wedding is good food, good entertainment.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
It's memorable, isn't it?
Do you know what I mean? If you have a good band, people love it.
Yeah.
A good DJ, and there's another thing talking about DJs, I find with wedding help, it hasn't happened yet, but say, for example, I have an emergency to go to, I could ring fellow DJs that they're in that group.
It's there. And
you know what I mean?
The group's there for that support as well, isn't it?
So it's brilliant.
I even find the group's there for that support, because you might see somebody who's at a wedding earlier on in the day that you're going to that evening. And you're basically just finding out the gossip, before you land at the wedding, so you nearly know what you're doing at the wedding. Isn't that right?
Absolutely. No, absolutely, Dale. You're 100% right. And then we're finding, even there, maybe when I first started the weddings, I'm finding weddings, maybe the numbers are getting a wee bit smaller in terms of, attendance. It's not we're actually finding weddings are a lot more midweek, Monday weddings, Tuesday weddings, Wednesday weddings. You probably know it yourself.
I've even seen Sunday. I think I think I've every Sunday in July and August.
Absolutely.
This year.
So it is. We're finding that people are going a lot more for the DJing side of it, and then obviously when we kind of got our DJs, that really going, then again going back, it all goes back to me stopping gambling.
Yeah,
it was saving money. It wasn't doing the right thing. So we could buy photo booths, we could buy selfie mirrors.
Yeah.
So we invested a lot of money in that. And we went into the decor. So now my brides and grooms are coming going, can you give me an all-in-one package?
Yeah. But to talk to us, before we go into, I suppose, all-in-one packages, talk to us about photo booths. Photo booths are a big part of your business.
So, we have different sets. So you have your traditional photo booth, which is enclosed.
Yeah.
The enclosed one, not a real negative side, but there's only so many people you can fit in. You can maybe get 4 of me in that. Obviously there's people a lot smaller than me. So, we try to get as many people in. That's the enclosed one. Your selfie mirror, your vintage booth, we can get 10, 12 people in. Do you know what I mean? It comes with the backdrop. It's the difference between a photo booth and a selfie mirror, in my opinion, is one's enclosed, one's open.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So, obviously, enclosed one, there might be a wee bit more privacy. And then the open one, people can see you getting your photograph. And then we've went on and we have 2 360s. So we do. So they're the ones.
They've become very popular.
Very popular.
The video
one. So they are popular, but then sometimes brides would ring me and go, Michael, what do you think? And, I'm going to go like, well, is your auntie or your granny going to jump on that there?
I suppose that is something to think about as well.
Absolutely.
And I even think as well with 360 is nice, but it is something more for. I would always say it's an add-on. Would I be right in saying that, or
absolutely.
Would your thoughts be?
I think of my own mum. I'll not tell your age because she'd kill me if I told you. But she owns a Doro phone. Do you know what I mean? A Doro phone, like whatever. I can't send her a video. Do you know what I mean? With 360 booth, you know what I mean? With maybe the background music, Sean Paul temperature or something. You know what I mean? So again, if she had a nice photo with me and my brother or her grandchildren, she would cherish that more than maybe a video. Do you know what I mean?
And I think as well with the photo booths, you're getting them photos to take home, whether it be a strip or whether it be a postcard size.
Yeah.
You have something to go home with.
Absolutely.
I think like if you're having a wedding and you're saying, I really want the 360, I think add it on along with photo booth, and that's not to add extra cost. It's saying, well, do you know what, you're giving all your audience.
Absolutely. Now, we're finding that a lot with our wedding, our brides are adding both of them on. Again, the 360 is great fun. Do you know what I mean? Like, I wouldn't want to say
without
that they're brilliant. Do you know what I mean? That's not in a cocky. That's why we have 2 of them.
Yeah,
We are busy with them.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So look, each people to their own. You know what I mean? If there's personal choice, but again with the 360s and photo booths, we do stick them at the same price. So if you want to see, somebody turned around and said to me, say we were in, I don't know, the beach lawns tomorrow.
Yeah.
And if a selfie mirror booked, they could text me the night before and go, look, can we swap that to 360?
Yeah.
Doesn't cost any more, doesn't cost any less. And if we have availability, staff are all trained up, the boys are trained up.
It's more than easy to do that too.
Yeah,
that's a great option as well.
Yeah, absolutely, you know? Do you know what I mean? So, yeah, with the photo booths, they're very popular. Do you know what I mean? And then you've obviously your digital copies as well. You know, we can email you over your photos on. And then with the 360 booth, obviously the videos are sent there and then to people's phones. So there, and then usually the next day I would just send all the videos to a bride. You know what I mean? Maybe say WhatsApp, say there's 40 videos.
Yeah.
And then just along, I know it's slightly different. We're finding a lot of people are loving the wee telephone. You know, the wee telephones.
Oh yeah,
they leave a message.
Audio
guestbook.
Yeah.
So we have the wee suitcase size ones.
Yeah.
So you know what I mean. You're finding that we don't really listen to the messages. We just try to add it. If we see like one that's only a second, maybe long, we'll delete that out for the break because somebody just literally picked up the phone.
Oh yeah, put it.
And then you might see a 3 or 4 minute one. You know, obviously, of someone at the end of the night, you know, telling the crack. But some of the brides would text us back, you know, go, Michael, just after listening, that's amazing, you know. You get some nice, probably heartfelt messages in, some funny ones, and then people probably ordering Chineses or taxis, or you know, or singing down the phone.
So there's always something going on.
Absolutely, you know what I mean. So you probably find from the start of the night they're nice and civilized, and then maybe throughout the night they get a bit more jokey. But we're finding that's very popular as well, you know what I mean. And then obviously, the neons and the decor, with all that stuff as well.
I suppose the decor's become a massive part of your business because
massive.
I know even with my other business, the wedding extra stuff.
Yeah,
I would see in and about as well at the weddings, and the florals become massive at weddings.
Massive, and you know, I suppose with our florals is that we can use them so many times. Do you know what I mean? Before we maybe go and buy new stock in. So, like, you know, we've got 6 packages at the minute. You have your green and white package. That was the first package we bought, and it really went mad.
Yeah.
So it did. So we went back to our suppliers and goes, look, we want 5 different other packages, all the same designs, only different colours of flowers. So we do the green and white. You have the rustic green, which is here today. You have a pink and green package. You have an autumn package. You have a baby breath pure package, and then baby breath with flowers.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that gives the brides, you know,
lots of things as well. They I suppose bring into your day and really match up with what you're doing.
Now, in terms of sometimes, I would always give this advice to brides and grooms. You know, they might text me like, "Our 2026 is near gone. Deal with so many packages." Do you know, it is becoming that popular. Again, if I can't do it, I will always recommend other companies out there that do this similar stuff to me. Like, you know,
and I suppose that's a big thing as well. Getting in early and getting things booked. If you see something you like, that's an important thing to get in early, get it booked, and get it confirmed.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, we're into 2027 now. Do you know what I mean? And then again with the decor packages, we're finding there somebody could ring me and go, "Look, Michael, we'll have the band booked in Minoosh Plays with the DJ set. And then what else can you offer?" And then we can go, "Yes, well then we can offer you. Do you need a selfie mirror? Do you need a photo booth? Do you need a 360 booth? Do you need neons? Do you need an audio guestbook? Have you got your ceremony? Is your ceremony in a church or chapel? Is it in the hotel? Is it?" You know what I mean? So we get all this, find this out and go, "How about I ring you?" I don't mind the taxing, but I love ringing a bride or groom, going through. So we have a wee phone call and they can tell me, "Well, Michael, my ceremony's at 1 o'clock. We want that stuff moved." Also, Michael, obviously with the Northern Irish weather, if it rains, can you move this stuff quickly? Like, we don't want the Nazi there on Saturday. Yeah. And the ceremony was yes, I've done that one. There you go. The ceremony was at 1. At 12:30, we were setting up for outside. They made the call. If it started pouring out of the heavens at 1 o'clock, no problem, we'll move it. That's one thing we can do, you know. So we can answer all them questions there and then for a bride. And then it'll be like, how many centerpieces have you got? Can we use them? What stand? So I basically find, and if we get them on the phone, we can, you know, answer all that there.
I think that's a great thing as well, because I know we talked about it, you know, moving. So, well, it'd be the aisle thing, and then you can move them then to the centerpieces.
So the meadows, like, for example, if you look at our Facebook or Instagram, you'll see like the meadows going down the aisle. We use them in the centerpieces.
I think that's brilliant.
You know what I mean?
I think it's brilliant to reuse something like that. I think it's a no-brainer. Like,
and it's value for money.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Then it means then you're not using two different sets.
No, it's
keeps the cost down for a bride and groom. And then you can do them out of the extra sake, because we do find there that some people are, getting band DJ, you know what I mean? So the DJ comes with the band, which is totally fine, you know what I mean? Sometimes they don't mind just doing, the ceremony and stuff.
Yeah.
So that would mean then, obviously, don't need the entertainment side of the music.
No, exactly.
Which is perfect. Yeah. But then we would have other brides and grooms going, look, I'm getting married next year, I've nothing booked.
And I just want everything. Can you sort it?
Michael, can you do the ceremony? Can you do the reception? Can you do the full night's DJing? Can you do a selfie mirror? Can you do a 360 booth? Can you set a few neons up behind the cake? Can you do this? That's no problem. We can build a package then. Yeah, you know what I mean? So whatever suits your needs.
It's all there, so that's
absolutely. So you can have a smaller package, or you can have, basically the ultimate package that we have then.
What's the best advice for couples booking entertainment, especially those on a budget? What would you sort of,
massive thing is reviews.
Yeah.
If I don't see a review button on a Facebook page, it means there's been trouble. That's just my personal opinion.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And if I only see 2 reviews, that's probably their 2 mates giving them a review. Simple fact is, I don't know many reviews I have over 200. They're all 5-star, right? There might be someday a deal I'll get a bad review and I'll have to deal with it. Maybe what you're not happy about. I say this to any bride or groom. See if someone gives me a bad review, say and Shades is here tonight, I'm doing a wedding, and they weren't happy with the music, or Michael showed up late or whatever.
Yeah.
They give me a bad review. I can't take that review off my page unless I take all my good reviews off. A lot of brides and grooms maybe don't get that there. So when you're booking, and you're talking about a budget, entertainment's massive.
It is.
It's like, I've never been to a wedding. After entertainment, you always remember that band was unreal, or that DJ was class.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? That really makes a night.
Of course.
At that time of night, 8 or 9 o'clock, few pints in you, or a few gin and tonics, or whatever you're at, you're relaxed, you're ready for a dance floor. So entertainment is massive, And then obviously, sometimes you do give out quotes, or you might have a bride on the phone going, I didn't realise bands would be that there, but they're premium bands. They're brilliant. Do you know what I mean? That's why the boys are out week in, week out.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So
I think it makes a difference, like somebody's, we talked about it a bit earlier there, somebody that's doing weddings, they're professional at weddings. And that's a big thing, I think.
It's massive. Someone would say to me sometimes, would you do many weddings? Like, we'd have 200 weddings a year.
Yeah.
So you know what I mean?
And that shows that, that shows that you're a wedding expert.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? You're doing weddings day and daily as such.
Absolutely.
You know
what I mean? You have obviously all your different types of DJs, and fair play to everyone. You have your fellas that might do the nightclubs.
Aye.
But I would maybe struggle with, you know what I mean? I wouldn't call myself a nightclub.
No, exactly.
Call me a wedding DJ, give me a microphone. We'll get you up on the floor, we'll have a crack with you. Do you know what I mean? So there's all different types.
And there is a real difference. And do you know what? A wedding's one of them things that you're putting age groups of everybody in a room.
Yeah.
And that's one of the big things.
Absolutely.
So, although you might think, oh, you want that nightclub experience, well, you're not going to see your granny at a nightclub, like, do you know what I mean? So
yes, exactly. So it's just
probably trying to
you're trying to, you know what I mean? Obviously, maybe younger ones a bit more dancey stuff, but then you're not telling the bride, but you maybe going, look, a few older ones, how about we start maybe with the 70s, 80s? Do you know what I mean? Because you find maybe some of the older people mightn't stay on, like, they mightn't have booked a room, they might want to go home.
There's only so much adrenaline you can keep yourself.
You know what I mean? We go, look, we'll start off with a wee bit of the slower stuff, well, not the slower stuff, maybe a bit of the older stuff, and then we'll build
your way up.
Build our way up, till then you're just basically letting it go for the younger ones. And then sometimes you do find that there, and then you look over, and the grannies are up anyway, dancing a bit. You know what I mean? So it's good, but advice I would give massively is reviews. You know what I mean? You want a DJ that is constantly busy. You don't want a DJ maybe that is only doing 10 weddings a year. Do you know what I mean? Like, I have friends that are in the group, like, I've talked to a certain DJ, I had to maybe talk to him more than my partner, but he's out every night of the week. Do you know what I mean? Like, so I would recommend him all the time, And
that makes a big difference, like, you know what I mean?
Yes, absolutely. It's one thing somebody may be doing 2 or 3 weddings a year, but if you have somebody who's constantly freshly doing weddings, you kind of know what they're doing. If it makes sense to you,
How have you found the Wedding Help platform?
I think it's unreal.
Yeah.
So I do. Like, the amount of work I would get from it, Chris, very easy to deal with.
Yeah.
So he is. Chat to him a good bit. Like, you see people all the time. Do you know what I mean? I think it's great for brides and grooms because see some of the companies that's in it. They're amazing. Their work is amazing. Do you know what I mean? Some of the, you can call them competition because they are my competitors, but
yeah,
some of their work, like if I see a company posting up a ceremony set, and I have no problem giving
no,
that
of
a
course,
like.
of course.
You know, love their work.
Yeah.
There's lots of work to go around.
I think that's one of the important things. There is lots of work to go around.
People don't realise that until maybe you're in the, you know, your Monday and Tuesday weddings, and then Saturdays is just can be absolutely crazy. But wedding help, it's great for brides and grooms. All the suppliers, very, very professional in their work. If there is any issues, you can always contact the wedding help.
Yeah,
they'll get it sorted straight away for you. Do you know what I mean? So it's a great platform. And then obviously Chris and yourselves and all these put on wedding shows. So if somebody's saying, you know, oh, that stuff looks good on photos, well, you know what, you can go down and see it someday. You know what I mean? Yeah. You know, at these wedding shows and meet the suppliers, and you'll have a chat with them and see how you feel about it. Then, you know.
Yeah. Where can people find out about your business? What's all your socials and your
socials? Facebook, Instagram, we do have a website. So if you just type into Google Michael O'Neill Wedding DJ, that'll bring you to my website. Facebook, you can find me all over Facebook. Again, Michael O'Neill Wedding DJ on wedding services, and again Instagram, Michael O'Neill Wedding DJ and wedding services. We are trying to get on the TikTok, but I am a wee bit old for it now. So
I don't know. I'm
on it. I like watching the videos, you know, these random videos. And I find myself maybe when I'm off some night, it could be like 10 o'clock, and next thing it's 1 o'clock in the morning.
It's a place to go, I think.
Yeah, TikTok. We are trying to get on to the TikTok thing, but I'm working on it. But again, we're on all the socials, so we are. So you can contact us on any of them platforms. So you can.
Brilliant.